And then we have Buzz
very
Out.
soon again.
And we're going to discuss it very soon again, yes. And we have this Buzz Out game, which grew 900% in the last month.
Dino Global Studio. Okay, let me check.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what we have here. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be great.
By the way, for those wondering what's Brawl Stars doing currently, being that heavy spend, it's like doing like 200k a day, and it was doing 300k a day.
200k a day. What, revenues or
downloads?
Downloads. Oh, okay.
Revenue wise.
This is a no bullshit gaming show where we talk about games and their revenue in great detail, powered by our ad monetization, game design, and user acquisition triple threat expertise. Welcome to the 2.5 Gamers, the unfiltered truth served with a side of giggles. Let's not forget this is a 4 a.m. conference discussion vibe, so let's not take it too seriously. Tune in now and stay 2.5 steps ahead of the gaming industry.
There. Hello, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. My name is Matej Lančarič.
And I'm Jakub Remjar, as usual, with the Christmas tree.
Exactly, and we are your hosts. So the half gamer today is the Christmas tree, because the other half gamer is in Seoul already, because guess what? Actually this is going to be live on Monday the 6th, which is the day when we arrived to Seoul as well with Jakub. And we are going to have an interesting event happening in Seoul with Airbridge, Moloko, and Sensor Tower. So we are hosting an interesting knowledge sharing and after party there, because we love South Korea and South Korea loves us as well. So good. We're gonna definitely share some more information about that as well. Today we're gonna talk about something a little bit different than usual, because we like to try new stuff, and I want to talk about one interesting stuff, an interesting topic as well, which I called Inspector Budget. And it's I need to give credit to Michal from Pixel Federation. He actually gave me this idea as well regarding the name of the topic. But anyway, so Inspector Budget, what does that even mean? I'm usually looking into Sensor Tower very closely and checking the top advertisers based on like every channel to see who actually runs the UA and who are the top advertisers, who are like what kind of creatives they're running. We are doing creative trends already, but this is going to be slightly different. It's more going to be about the top spenders, because that's also interesting. I will do a whole year 2024, but today I'm going to do December 2024 only, and then I'm going to just write about the whole year, because it would be just very long episode. I don't want to.
So just Q5 today?
Yeah, I would just go December, and then we can talk about like how that influences the Q5 and what we can kind of take from that. But before we do that, so we have actually 2 sponsors for this episode. Hey, which is great. So we are now, well, I would say PVX Partners became our sponsors actually in the beginning of January. If you don't know, PVX, partners, they want to be known as the folks that can help you access the most effective form of growth capital once you have the metrics to back it. So it's not only about the UA financing, but also about the whole game and your metrics. So basically the PVX partners now, they have no dilutive UA funding, so you can keep your shares of the company, which is nice. And also they have the team of all the gaming folks that can help you, and I'm also the investor, so it's also an interesting point. You can again keep the shares, PVX takes the risk alongside you as well. So that would
So
just
no
be
dilutive basically means direct cash.
exactly.
Yes.
So you are not giving up anything out of your company,
So,
and you can get funding for the UA.
so no
And
selling your soul and stuff.
no selling your soul. Exactly, no selling your soul. Also there is the interesting part that they are actually taking the risk alongside you. So repay as you get paid. So that's the thing. Anyway, so it's gonna be in the show notes, and thank you very much PVX partners for jumping on this with us. So thanks, and we can get back to the episode. So what we are gonna talk about again? Let me share the screen. Actually, do you want to see? Oh, I will try. I will start with AppLovin actually, because the AppLovin is really interesting.
Starts with AppLovin here.
Everything starts. Yeah. Everything starts with AppLovin. So, and I'm just gonna do it like this. So it's gonna be US only for now. If we do other countries, it's gonna be a lot of a mess. But US is the most important part. And this is the leaderboard that I'm always looking at, and no surprise, there is Royal Match as a top advertiser,
which we covered like in last 3 episodes non-stop.
Yeah, non-stop, exactly. But the thing is, with all of these different data points, we have different UA channels, and there are quite interesting surprises in different channels like Mintegral, Facebook, obviously Facebook, but also Facebook. Facebook has free placements. Instagram, Facebook, and ODS network. So it's different. But like we have all these different games that I've never heard of, like Vita Mahjong. I mean, honestly, I don't know anything about that. They are top 5 spender. But anyway, we have the usual suspects: Royal Match, F1, Toon Blast, Fish Dome, and Candy Crush. But the thing is, we also have the growth. And guess who is here? Royal Kingdom with almost 600 growth month over month. I mean, they just launched the game, right?
That means like you press the gas button on your new Ferrari.
Exactly. Just hello. Okay, here's the keys. Okay, now you can pump. But we have also Gossip Harbor and all the usual suspects. And then I think we talked about the Zen Word as well with Oak Ever Games. Felix was talking about it.
I think so, probably.
Yeah. And then we have some
I'm
real
just
money
checking
gaming.
Vita Mahjong, by the way.
Yeah.
In the meantime, they're doing like 200k downloads a day.
Ooh, well, let's see. Look. You can actually check the creatives, and then interesting. They are kind of growing. Oof. I mean,
They scaled very heavily in September, so.
Okay,
something like nearly 300k a day, but yeah, I guess.
Let's see.
It's there.
Which is nice. I mean, it's December is always the toughest month for everything. Oh, look! It's we can check. Oh, I'm checking only US now. It's last 12 months. Vita Mahjong. Oh, it's whoa! Wow, that's weekly.
Yeah, it was released, by the way, just this year, like. Yeah,
ooh.
December last year.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah. So the numbers don't lie.
Yeah, numbers don't lie. It's 50 million downloads.
Already
50 million downloads, 300. Okay, so there's definitely something in terms of the ad revenue. Sending a very warm regard.
Country filter-wise, by the way, it's 18% from US. So it's not.
It looks like that, yeah. It's but like sending warm regards to Saul, to Felix.
We would really meet him now.
Yeah, it's like we would definitely appreciate your knowledge here, because this is definitely an ad-driven game.
There we go. Just look at the store screenshot. Designed for seniors. Train your brain. Large tiles. Eye-friendly. There we go.
I was designed. Oh, nice.
Literally, the tagline is designed for seniors.
We just discussed this. This
was the latest trend we discussed.
Latest trend, yeah. Okay, nice. So it's just
I hope somewhere
we are missing Alzheimer.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that somewhere they will say they will cure Alzheimer's or something.
Yeah, we're definitely missing Alzheimer's. Okay, anyway.
There we go. Description. Studies have shown that mentally stimulating activities like Mahjong and solitaire help preserve mental acuity. There we go. It basically means it cures Alzheimer's.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Wow. Okay. Nice. But in that case, I need to check a little bit more creatives because it's. So look. So I think this. Oh, there. Oh, what is this?
There we go.
No, but wait. But that's a playable. It's a playable.
It's playable. It's a doctor in a white cloak, man.
It's
How
doctor-
more
yeah.
stereotypical can you be?
As a neurologist, oof.
Prevents Alzheimer's. It's
There
literally
you go.
written
Yeah.
there.
I mean, I think we are done here. Thank you very much for listening. Why I recommend
No
Meet a
Wi-Fi
Mahjong.
needed. There we go.
No Wi-Fi.
Organic download sketch phrase list.
Oof. Okay, but this is interesting because this can be used for a lot of different this is Russian.
Yes, like
Okay. But we have also you English version or user.
I'm a neurologist.
Wow.
You
Of
have
course,
quick
I'm a
memory
neurologist.
loss and sleep loss.
So okay, so look, so basically we are also uncovering some trends that we should definitely talk about. No, but at least these games that are really top spenders, they are top spenders
Because of some reason, and this is the
because
UA
of the
reason. Yeah,
This-
because they have
this is
some
the
UA
UA
trick. This is it.
This is it. Wow. Okay. At least I have one more game.
Neuroscientists beg
Yeah.
seniors to play this game.
I'm this neurologist angle is really, really interesting.
It's
Wow,
literally like the
okay.
usual AdSense, like everybody hates him for this one trick.
Yeah, this is it. Okay. We should keep this for the next
normal review.
episode. Yeah, for the next episode. Okay, but then in that case, okay, let's leave that for it. But look. So this is great for uncovering all of these like hidden gems because I wouldn't even whoa. UA checklist is not really interesting here. Anyway, so let's go to Google, which and every time I look at Google, there's Brawl Stars on the top of the list. Every time. I mean, they're mainly run like Facebook and Google, and Google is the top channel for a long time. But look, we have Monopoly here, Travel Town here, but also Pokemon TCG, which we discussed a few months ago, and then we have Buzz Out
soon again.
and we're going to discuss it very soon again. Yes, and we have this Buzz Out game which grew 900% in the last month.
Dino Global Studio. Okay, let me check.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what we have here. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be.
By the way, for those wondering what's Brawl Stars doing currently, being that heavy spend, it's like doing like 200k a day, and it was doing 300k a day.
200k a day. What revenues or
downloads?
Oh, okay.
Revenue-wise, of course, it's much more. It's doing like 1.3 million a day.
Remember, this is December, the most expensive month of the whole year. So.
Yeah, but the baseline from Brawl Stars is like 1 million a day, constantly. Like
you
a bad
mean
day for
revenues?
them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, revenue-wise.
Okay. But if we look at the Buzz Out, well, there you go. Interesting spike on December 22nd. I would say this might have been
you don't have Android
featuring. I know. Yeah, so that's definitely featuring. Why don't I have the Android? Okay, Buzz Out. What's happening?
Who who's under Android version if you search it on Sensor Tower?
Tell me
Our
more.
friends from iGame.
Okay, that's why I can.
There we go.
Oh, I see. Ooh, okay, interesting. Hello, guys. Sending also warm regards to you. And it was recently launched as well.
Go to downloads chart because it's an ad-driven game.
Yeah. Look. Let's go stack and then
Oh, still
I-
one.
look.
Why? And then
Oh,
I had it.
wait. Now it's unified.
There we go.
It was bigger,
Yeah,
but now
see
it's
October, it was doing 600K a day.
yeah. But still, yeah. Look, it still says they scaled like 900% on Google, which most probably they were not there that much
Do
before.
country filter on this?
It's gonna be a lot of from US. Look, it's 30 million downloads. Yeah, look, 50% revenue US. Only 8% downloads though. Only 8%
Not that
downloads.
much US.
Yeah, well, but still 2 million out of it.
Yeah, but it's like second biggest, so it's still
yeah, exactly. It makes
like a good
sense.
thing.
Okay, pretty good. So we have already 2 games which are interesting enough, and now let's look at Iron Source. You know, where we discussed the UA channels, we rarely mention Iron Source, even though we are kind of partnering with Supersonic, but still. This Iron Source is slightly different since Supersonic is the gaming company or the part of the Unity and Iron Source as a gaming company. So look, what do we have here, which is, I wouldn't really expect to see Hearthstone in the top spenders, but they do have a lot of Solitaire Cash, WSOP Poker, Bingo Cash again, Bubble Cash, so Jackpot Party. So would you actually expect more hyper casual kind of games or something else? Is Pokemon Go, Evony? I was expecting something like
very
either
heavy
like
IP driven games.
yeah, exactly, and more on the actually real money gaming rather than just anything else. We have Royal Match here, obviously, and Match Factory.
Can't find the Solitaire Cash iOS app. It's just on Android.
No, it should be mainly iOS actually, because I have iOS.
I don't see it in iOS in Sensor Tower at all.
So the thing is, real money gaming is predominantly iOS. Always.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Always. Look, you can do app overview and just go and try to check. You see, revenues 0.
Okay, now I see it.
Yeah. I would be surprised. Like, I would be curious to see what kind of ads they're running actually.
No, I don't see it. Sorry, I don't see it on Android. I see only on iOS.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's normal.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Ooh.
But interesting, why is it? Because in December, I see it's doing like...
look. Oh, man. See it? So
favorite Solitaire animations.
That's what I want to say. Who remembers this? It's old enough. You're old enough to remember that animation. What do you want to say?
That currently, if I understand correctly, they are doing like very meager downloads. Or am I looking at something wrong here? Like, why are they first in the whole category?
It's on their first spenders on the Iron Source. Mm-hmm. So this means they're spending mainly on Iron Source and kind of...
But they're having like 10K downloads a day, which means Iron Source isn't that big then?
Yes.
Do I get this right?
Yes. That's my also assumption, because honestly, look, if we go here, if we go just back to top advertisers.
Literally, like last 30 days, they're doing like constantly like 8K downloads a day with like 200K downloads. That's it. I
mean, we are looking at games, so
it's US only.
Iron Source, it's US only and games, and Solitaire is 8% share of voice, which means it's like 8% of kind of.
The downloads are 90% driven for the game from US, so it's the same.
It's no, yeah, of course, it's the same. It's just this is US only and games category. If we go to, let's say, overall, it's gonna be slightly different. Obviously, it's not gonna be on the top for December. It's you have Bumble dating app, you have Microsoft
Still in the fourth
Copilot.
spot.
Still, Solitaire Cache is there, yeah, but there are the other apps and Chime mobile banking with the 1,800.
Like, I guess that Bumble
growth.
is like basically what, like 3 times the share of voice of the Solitaire Cache Papaya one.
Yeah.
But still seems to me kind of lowish.
We have Drama Box as well. No, honestly, Iron Source is not that big anymore. That's was my assumption in the
Compared
last
to the,
couple
like, let's say the Vita game we saw with like 200k
Yeah.
downloads a day, or all these other games.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there somewhere like a setup which says like share of market
what?
between these?
What do you mean share of market?
Applying Edmon, like overall.
I don't think so, to be honest. Maybe
You
that's
could
a good question.
approximate it by this,
You can
share of
but
voice
then
of the downloads of the big apps, and then like get some kind of estimate.
and then do some calculation based on that. But then kind of.
Because we
Would
are
be a
just
lot-
looking at the
yeah.
top spenders, yeah? The top
Yeah.
top spenders. The question is, what's the overall pie of spending?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then the other question is if this, I mean, this should be quite accurate data, I would say.
Hmm.
But anyway, I think we can use this directionally. And also, this is actually a good benchmark because if they are doing 10K per day and it's like, this is already like the top spot on Iron Source, then yeah, I guess that draws some picture about how big is that inventory for the UA folks, and where should they spend the money? But
Because
anyway,
logically, it makes sense now that if
course.
like you're the first app and you have like 10k downloads a day compared to the other like share of voices percentage-wise indexes, you can then like easily extrapolate.
well, maybe we can do the calculation.
Because you cannot select
here,
all
for
networks,
example.
can you? You just
No.
can't.
No, you need to go one by one. No, you need to go one by one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There is no. No, so I'm just gonna do these downloads. Okay, I'm just thinking on the other hand, under tab, which is this Legend of Neverland. It's 22%. It's actually spending or getting more
than Travel Town.
Yeah, more than Travel Town. Yeah, and this is Facebook Audience Network, and that doesn't really sound right, to be honest. If you check the downloads,
20k a day.
Yeah, and if you go to the US, it's
It's loading.
He's loading. Yeah. Don't worry.
So
It's fine.
it's like 2k downloads a day in the US.
Yeah. Let's go check the Travel Town actually, because then Travel Town is not spending that much actually on Audience Network. So as I see here, so
What's the
it
network
might
that's
be
currently slotted in?
Meta Audience Network.
Meta. Okay.
Yeah, Facebook Audience Network. So this would suggest the kind of also inventory on Audience Network is not that big. We have let's see. Yeah, we're looking at this still.
So Travel Town is doing something like 15k, 20k US downloads a day.
Yeah, and then Travel Town. Yeah, and if you go to December and Facebook or Audience Network, it's very, very low impression count. So it could be this actually makes sense. Because then if you go to Instagram, there's like Brawl Stars, which is look here. I don't see.
Is a lot.
Yeah, Brawl Stars is a lot. We have PlayStation app there, Whiteout Survival, which makes sense, Clash of Clans. So
Cat
guess
snack
this-
bar. Hmm.
yeah, Cat Snake Bar sending regards to South Korea again. Hopefully we meet in a short period of time. But then, like, I was really surprised about this PlayStation app because I was checking like what's happening there. It's just companion app, right?
Guess
Kind
so.
of. Yeah, I guess because they're also the biggest on actual like Facebook as a placement. Facebook.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But
it's
this is
like,
not
what?
games only. You switched off from GameStop, did you?
Yeah, no.
Oh, this is
games.
games only.
Yeah.
Games
It's
only.
in the games
Okay.
category. That's the
What
thing.
are these
You
other
have-
things? Price picks?
There's Prize Picks, which
Just to what incentivize networks?
could be. Let's see.
Booked on Phonics? Why is this anti-gaming?
Well, site look. Play, get 50 instantly. Yeah, exactly.
This is
It's-
some like the usual culprit.
Ooh, okay.
There we go.
There we go. Start playing today. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. We can check the downloads and the revenues and everything, and they're just okay. Yeah, like 30K per
Fantasy
day.
sports. Mm-hmm.
Fantasy
Okay.
sports. Well, what does that even mean?
Fantasy
Well,
sports?
it's almost like betting, right?
Fantasy
Kind
sports
of.
is a little bit more complex.
mean,
It's
there is usually like Premier League fantasy sports, but that's the only fantasy. Okay, I see.
fantasy sports is the stuff that you can manage your own kind of different team that doesn't exist in reality.
Well, I know what fantasy sport is, but in this kind of in this context, because you can use you can play and get $50 instantly, which is almost like a bet.
Oh yeah, of course
That's
you end
what
up
I mean.
betting on your teams and stuff like that.
Okay, so it's real money gaming, basically.
Yep.
That's okay. Yeah, okay. That's what I wanted to see where I am here.
Interesting, by the way, because this already seems to me like a good source of looking at the market other than our bots that are scouring it.
Yeah, exactly. Because then you have obviously Whiteout Survival, but then you have Chapters, which we know who is this, which is Crazy Maple Studio behind Real Short as well, and then we have all the other big US casinos and real money gamings and stuff that we don't really check all anytime. But then we have DraftKings, but this is Scavenger Hunt, which is also 600% growth month over month from November. So it's Zynga. Yeah, well, kind of Take-Two, but
Popcorn.
who is this coming from exactly? Because they already had. Well, no, is this the old game they had before?
The Scavenger Hunt one?
Yeah.
Just looking at that.
Yeah, I think so, because this is 2 years ago, which is saying 2 years ago in terms of the lifetime of the creative.
Yeah,
So it is,
started
yeah.
March 2022.
Yeah. So they are kind of okay. Let's see the downloads. The revenue is 3,000, which is obviously not this IIP only.
Downloads also not that much, like 10K a day.
Yeah, that is not really that much. That's true. They seems to be okay. Let's see last 12 months. Wow. Okay. It looks like it's dying rather than just a new growth of
it's
600.
one of those like custom hidden object games, like Find
Yeah,
Waldo,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Triple Match City we covered, kind of similar.
Yeah. Okay. So we can dive into TikTok, for example. And this is look who is on the first spot. It's not Brawl Stars.
Roblox.
I mean, Brawl Stars is on second, but then you have Roblox. It's like, okay, how come? But then it's like, yeah, I can understand. I can understand that. And we have Block Blast, Clash Royale, Elevate. So this also look. MiHoYo is running.
Honkai Star Rail.
And like that kind of covers or responds to all the questions like, is TikTok actually for all games outside of the very young audience? I think it is. We have Clash.
I just opened Roblox. Roblox is doing like 900k downloads a day, still scaling up from the 2016 like straight line up.
Okay. Let's see. In that case, ooh, oh my god, this is only
US.
Only US. Yeah. Even US is quite interesting, but I think
they just hit their overall peak in revenue on December 25th. Guess the number.
I mean, I can just check it, but no idea.
Just a spike number. Spike number. Guess how many millions?
5 million.
8.
Ooh, almost. Oh, jeez! Wow. I mean. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to Roblox.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to Roblox. Wow. Okay, nice. But then what was there? Let's see. Top advertisers. Let's check that again. The TikTok one. Not January, but actually December. Roblox still at the top.
But this tells you that how massive TikTok is compared.
Yeah,
the first one on TikTok is like a like a juggernaut compared to some of the other networks.
Yeah, that's true. And also, okay, you're still in games category, and you have all the other interesting games, even Monopoly Go. Or obviously, there's Codebusters doing some small spend there, I guess, and the Tower, which we'll definitely need to cover finally at some point in the future. And then even Last War. Okay, so we covered the Okay, this is interesting. So we have Mintegral. With Card Jam Escape on the top spot, and then we have Township, Royal Match, Brawl Stars, Royal Kingdom, and then Block Blast, Solitaire, Cash Homescapes. I mean, usually when we discussed the Mintegral, and I mean, when we discussed this a long time ago, again,
pretty big.
Yeah, and it was always about this. It's a hyper casual channel, and then when we started talking about the more match-free or casual games, it's always on the top of the list. I know, it was very big for.
But keep in mind
Monopoly
that
Go.
Let's say Royal Match and Township are at that phase that give me all the impressions.
All of them. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Brawl Stars is kind of nearing that spot. Blockbuster is here because of the puzzle, and then everything is, as you would say, like casual puzzle category.
Yeah, but it wasn't like that before. That's what I'm trying to say, at least.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but then look, the Card Jam. Look, it's basically say like the bus out.
Oh, these games just work.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, these guys have been scaling from August. They literally released the game in August this year. Last year. 2024.
Oh, yeah, of course.
There we go.
I'm still in 2020.
The jokes. And then they pretty much keep up with this 150k a day. All the time.
And this is US only. Don't forget.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this, which is US only. And let's see the revenues, man. It's
downloads wise, 18% is US, 8% Japan. So this is very good traffic.
Yeah, yeah. And they're definitely going up. Obviously, US only. Let's see. And it does really go up. Yeah, well, a few more weeks like this, and we need to cover this.
Yeah, until it hits 33k.
Yeah, until it's a week. Because look, it is already 1 million, but not in the last 30 days. Anyway, well, no. Just interesting stuff. Okay, so let's get back to this because I think we have the same company, Screw Sort 3D. Okay, interesting. And then all the cache color by numbers, perfect ID from ABI, Tetris. Okay. Vita Mahjong right there as well. Okay, so good. So they are definitely running some interesting UA. So which channel are we missing, Mr. Jakub? Tell me.
Applying Mad Integral, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
We can do YouTube and let's see. YouTube here is gonna be, I'm pretty sure, Brawl Stars and
by a long stretch.
I want to say Brawl Stars and then Pokemon, but Pokemon is already here.
Yeah, but keep in mind that YouTube is pretty much Supercell's domains, not only by ads, but also by the influencer army, basically.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Also interesting to see Age of Origins and Royal Kingdom right here. And then
AFK Journey.
Journey.
Lots of Asian RPGs right there.
Right, Raid Shadow Legends. It's kind of, how it works. Everybody says for YouTube you need to have 3D, CGI, whatever else, kind of like really story-driven, narrative kind of high production value creatives. This might be it, but still. Okay, good. And then we have one more channel which we didn't cover.
Which is?
We have more, but I think the others are not relevant that much. Look, Unity. Unity. Yeah, I almost forgot about Unity. And here we are. Blockblast. And I'm not surprised to see Blockblast here because I was at Upfest and they had very interesting presentation about like how they are scaling like crazy. And Upfest is a Unity conference. So definitely, no shit. Yeah, definitely help, like getting help from all the sites, and I think like this is interesting. Honestly, I don't really see Unity as any kind of partner on the UA side of things at all.
Are they really hitting their peak now? I think we now really need to cover this. I can even see IP revenue now.
No shit, man. No shit.
They're doing 1,200,000 downloads a day now.
Yeah. And we are kind of discussing this game for a long time. I mean, like internally. And we need to definitely cover this. And we have interesting. We have some like mini games column here. But yeah, it's Blockblast, Royal Kingdom, Screw Sort, Corbin Amber, and some other stuff. Okay, I see. It looks like the Wildlife Studio is also going big. But
you can see the trend here. Much more casual stuff.
Yeah. Face 10 Mattel. Wow. Okay. Zuba. Okay. So okay. Vita Mahjong, and you can also see. I mean, some interesting gems in here, and then you can see which studios definitely nailed the which channels. It's like the Wildlife 1, 2, 3 games. I didn't see them. On any other channel, but look, it's fine. Okay. Anyway, so I think
sorry, one question. How do you kind of get the mastery in one channel? You just spend shit ton of money in it, and then you learn how the algorithm works. Like, how do you master a channel?
You have the mastery is the events, and you know basically how the algorithm works. You send enough events, or you do everything you can to send enough events. But you get
this experience by trial and error. No else.
It's kind of more on the side of Felix. You talk to them and ask questions that others are asking, but you don't know about them.
Can you enable for this to work 3,000% better?
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Why did you ask Suder?
Exactly. Yeah, this is exactly. Yeah, that's the part of the equation. That's the part of the equation. Yeah. That's the part of the equation, and then you have different creatives kind of work on different channels, so you need that kind of mastery as well. But yeah, it's mostly the Felix kind of area of mushroom theory.
So you need to be a
But-
mushroom pro.
Kind of, yeah.
Or you
Mushroom
hire
pro.
somebody that is like expert at spending at this specific channel. That's what I would do.
Kind of, yeah. That's what
Like
I
a
would
UA
do as
manager
well.
that's like, my specialty is, I don't know, AppLovin or Mintegral or
Yeah,
whatever.
which there are not that many of them.
Okay.
If they're so, yeah, but yeah, this is exactly what I would kind of do. Anyway, yeah. I think this is it. And before we actually finish, we've got something exciting again for all the hybrid and wannabe hybrid developers out there, because we've talked about this before, and it's something that we want to repeat as well. So we partnered with Supersonic from Unity, and like we are talking about Unity, so I'm bringing this up because they're hosting the competition, which is called Super Hybrid, and they're looking for the next hybrid hit. And they have a really strong team of publishing expert, game designers, economy specialists. I mean, UA as well, I guess. Or you can call me. No, jokes aside. All the specialists you can get to take your game from hybrid to actually hybrid business, and they're offering full support for the team, as well as some interesting incentives for the games, like 10K monthly while you iterate, and 3K in bonuses when your game hits their milestones, which are non-recoupable. Sounds right. And they get some a special financial package for live games as well, which are ready to scale. So you have actually 1 month left, which is January 30th, to enter. So send in your game to Supersonic. Here, check the QR code, which is flying around on the screen, so you can be the next hybrid superhero. It's Super Hybrid from Supersonic Unity. So yeah. There you go.
Hybrid superhero.
Hybrid superhero. Yeah. Well, what's
when's the Snyder Cut coming?
Well, here we go. Okay, good. So again, thank you very much. I think thanks for the listening, guys. Anything to add, Jakub?
Yeah, by the way, as we're trying these kind of more experimental formats, we would really, really enjoy you telling us what do you think, or if you think something should be done differently, or you like something that we do, and so on and so forth, especially in Slack or on the comments.
Yeah, I already got some feedback on my how to penetrate or conquer the farming market, because I was talking about farming and then I was playing Archer too. It's like everybody's like, why I'm so confused. It's like, I mean, like, it's fair enough.
About farming by playing Archer.
I was like, yeah, okay, fair enough. I mean, okay, point taken. But okay, so yeah, that's I'm gonna change definitely that into the next episode. So yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for listening. Join the Slack channel. Thank you very much, PVX Partners and Supersonic, for sponsoring this episode. See you next time. Bye bye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.